What's going on? I am on a mission to find the best exercises per muscle group. I have shit genetics. And so, being that I don't really have good genetics, I'm always trying to find ways to get the best results possible, to really try to understand the science of lifting so I can share this information also for you. In addition, as we get older, I just turned 40. I'm not getting any younger. It's increasingly harder to put on muscle. So I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to basically allow hypertrophy or allowing muscle tissue to be built as easy as possible and not basically repeat the stupid mistakes I've repeated in the past. So I'm here to share some good information with you. Today, we're going to be talking about specifically triceps and different tricep exercises that I found to be the most effective from what the science is saying and from what I've been testing out to get the best results. And don't forget to stay to the end because I'll be talking about my special little workout chart that I put together that I can share with you and how you can use it to get the best results possible. So let's get into it. What's going on? My name's Andy J. I'm here to support millennial men to feel our best. Welcome to the Brotherhood. Again, today we're talking about tricep exercises and what are the best ones to use at the gym. So to jump into a quick anatomy lesson of the tricep's interesting because it takes up a large portion of the upper arm. It's actually divided into three sections. So there's these three heads on the tricep muscle. I'll put a picture up here to help you see that. Now, what's interesting and an important kind of factoid that I thought was really fascinating is that a lot of times when people want to have sexy arms, we focus a lot on the bicep, but the actual back of the arm has more of an impact on kind of that aesthetic appeal of what the arm looks like. If we want the arm to have nice, big musculature, focusing on the tricep is arguably even more important than focusing on the bicep. Obviously, we want to do both, but just something to keep in mind and why it's so important to understand the anatomy of the tricep muscle. So the first part of the tricep we're going to be focusing on is called the long head. Now, this is the largest portion of the tricep. It's crucial for shoulder stability and extension. Now, the best exercise I've been able to find, just to show one for today, is the cable overhead tricep extension. Now, there's so many different variations on how you can do this. And again, these other ones are not necessarily bad, but I found that this particular strategy around it is going to eke out the most results and give you the best quality workout for the tricep extension. Now, to do so, I recommend using a cable machine, and you want to start with the pin about mid-back area, and then you want to basically grab it, turn around, and then keep the elbows as close together as possible, and then bring the bar down, bringing it down as far as you can, possibly even touching your neck if you can. And then from there, you want to push up and then keep those elbows together as you're pushing up, keeping the shoulders down, and then keep the neck relaxed and then come back down. Now, a couple things to focus on. I've talked about this in other videos. Try not to blast through it or do ego lifting. You want to be controlled. So pick a weight that is light enough that challenges you, but also is not overly heavy that your form begins to fall apart. The next area of the tricep we're going to be focusing on is the lateral head. This provides the arm the outer shape that's involved in the pushing movements. So the best one for here is, I don't know like the proper name for this, but what I wrote is rope pronating push down. So it's basically like a push down type of exercise. Again, we want to use a cable machine. I'm a big fan of cable machines because they're sort of defy the laws of gravity. Like a dumbbell, for example, there's certain areas through the range of motion where the weight is heavier and lighter. That's not true of a cable machine. You're getting consistent resistance through the entire range of motion. So this is why I like cable machines a lot. So using this with a cable machine, you want to get in position facing the machine, body straight up, but you want to lean a little bit forward just for stability, arms in front. And then you want to basically bring the arms up, keeping the upper arm portion at a 90-degree angle and stable. Now, the key thing here is palms facing each other. And then as you're pushing down, you're pronating or basically turning the palms down towards the floor. When you do that, you really want to squeeze at the bottom and really feel it in the sides of your arms and the triceps. If you're not feeling it there, go slower and really try to get your mind into the muscle and really try to feel that muscle. And then the final portion of the tricep muscle is called the medial head of the tricep. And this lies underneath the long head, and it's essential for basically overall tricep strength. And one of the best ones for this is a standing cable tricep kickback. And so again, bring the cable up, basically bring the cable starting position up at a high enough position that it, as you can see in the picture, it can be basically at eye level or a little bit higher, depending on what feels good to you. Then your body's facing the machine, hold on to the machine with one arm, and basically with your feet close to the machine, you're going to lean back slightly. This will be your starting position, and then you're going to then basically pull the weight down. At the bottom, you're going to then squeeze and then come back up. Again, maintaining good control and form. When you're pulling the arm down, making sure it gets a little bit behind, even if possible, to really feel that extension and squeeze and continue that process. Now, another exercise that I think is really important as just like a bonus, those three are really all you need, but as a bonus one that you can throw in every once in a while, you can use as like a burnout or just to really try to maximize utilizing all the tricep muscles, is doing some sort of version of a dip. Now, you can do the free weight dips, which are very popular, and there are some benefits to doing free weights from a stability standpoint, but I actually really like to use the machine assisted tricep dips. You have to kind of check your ego a little bit because, usually you see these little tiny women using the assisted machines when they're for the tricep dips or for pull-ups and stuff. But the reason why I like this is I feel that I can really maintain consistent form throughout the entire exercise. If I'm doing free weight dips, I notice like my form starts to fall apart as it gets more challenging. And so there is a risk factor there. But when you use the assisted dips, it's a little bit safer, and that's why I like to do it. And I actually think because I can be more consistent through the entire exercise, I can actually get a little bit more inroading or challenging the muscle a little bit more deeply. So if you do have access to a machine assisted tricep dip machine, you want to make sure that the bars are close in the closest position. And then you want to get onto the machine, facing the machine, keeping the chest up. And that's very important. Now, a lot of times you want to hunch forward and lean forward on this machine. That's not good because when you do that, you're basically then putting the tension out of your triceps and more into the chest. So by leaning up and forward, that's going to allow you to basically target more into the tricep, isolate more in that area. And then you want to then just make sure that you're keeping the elbows in a relatively neutral position, but closer together. You don't want to be flaring out too much either. But everyone's a little bit different in their anatomy as far as like how it feels comfortable. You want to challenge bringing your elbows close to your torso as much as possible without feeling any pain or discomfort. So then you just repeat that process and you're on your way. Some bonus tips to like maximize I just want to touch on this to basically make sure you're getting the most from these exercises. Again, really focus on form and technique. Check the ego at the door. You're here to get the most from the exercise, so you really want to focus on that mind-muscle connection. So really focusing on good form. This has to do with also the speed and control to which you're exhibiting the exercise and performing it. That will also help really improve your form and technique. Regarding reps and sets, there's no like perfect number. You can experiment with a lot of different techniques. Standard 10 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets is standard. Like in one of my other videos, I'm experimenting with the Meyer rep technique, which I think is also really cool. So you can check that video out. I'll try to put a link at the end of this video for that, so you can learn more about that too. But it's just whatever you feel comfortable with, is switching it up, keeping it interesting. A really important thing too is always feeling the stretch. So depending on the exercise, really coming into a stretch position before you return and repeat the rep. So that will help really challenge the musculature and make sure that you're utilizing its full range of motion. And then the last thing is monitoring your progress, which is one of the most important things, because if you're not measuring, you don't know if you're getting better. And so this is why I created a workout sheet for you to be able to track this most accurately. And there's basically a link. There should be a link in the description that you can download that. It's totally free, and that will get you started, and you can start inputting everything. I'll try to put together a video too on instructing how to use it, so it's very easy to begin implementing that, and so you can apply it to your workouts today. So I think that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Don't forget to like and follow if you haven't already. Drop a comment below sharing what workouts work for you. If there's any other tricep workouts that you really like, I'd be curious to hear, because again, I'm always experimenting commenting as well. I'm just reporting what I've been researching to hopefully speed up your process so you don't have to do as much research either, so you can get the most gains possible. So I think that's it for now. Let me know if you have any other questions. Again, probably at this point, I'll be posting a couple of videos. I'll try to post a video of the myo rep technique as well as something else that can be helpful for you. And again, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you soon.